Hi. So it's been a while. It's actually been about 2 months, and I haven't used fountain pens. Hence, no videos. I'm sure that there have been times in your fountain pen journey as well, where you have not written with fountain pens. And let me maybe take a step back and tell you what fountain pens are to me, and then we can, or probably I'll be able to explain things a little bit better, if I go that way, right? I've got my coffee here, and I'm gonna pick while I talk with you guys, heart to heart, right? So there are two main ways that I see I use fountain pens, because they give me a lot of peace. I like using fountain pens. It's very relaxing. I like the act of using fountain pens. It makes things feel a little bit more in control in life. For me, it feels like I have a handle on things. And if we are to look at that, then yes, these are a few reasons. But for me, the primary way to feel good, if I want to feel good in this way, with the fountain pen way, is if I am feeling good, if things are going smooth, if things are going well, I use more of the fountain pens. Else, I default to something, because something else that's a little bit more crude, for example, like this, um, or a pencil. And that's how life has been. It's been chaotic. There have been a lot of things. Uh, Nothing negative really, but things have been very chaotic overall. And when I say chaotic, I mean there's been a ton of stuff that needs to be done, a lot of work, a lot of um, like I had my final exams. I just wrapped up my master's in data science and machine learning, but then there's also work, because I was doing a full-time job along with an online master's. So, and then loss of a family member as well, in early June, not being able to attend that. All of those things have kind of piled on to make me feel like things aren't smooth or things aren't good. And I haven't been able to bring myself to kind of use fountain pens, because for me, primarily, I use these when I'm feeling good. I use these when I'm feeling relaxed. I like to amplify that feeling of being relaxed. And a lot of people I know, they use fountain pens a little bit differently. They use fountain pens to feel relaxed, which is slightly different, right? For me, that needs to come externally, and then I feel much better. Else, I just end up kind of with thick lines and like strained forearm and whatnot. In fact, when things are a little bit stressed, I don't even write much, which is quite surprising. And I'm just noticing this, by the way, as I am saying it, that yes, it's true. And I don't remember the last time when I was highly stressed. Wrote a lot. I wrote a journal, or even made like a proper to-do list outside of the computer. So in computer, I will organize a lot of information during those times. But as I think back to it, I don't find memories of writing a lot when I'm stressed, at least in the past, let's say 5, 6, 7 years. And the interesting thing is, I do want to know how you use and how you view fountain pens. Do you use them or view them as something that gives you happiness and joy, by themselves, or do you use them in a way that this is something that helps you amplify that joy, amplify that calm feeling? There are times when these give me joy, these give me calm feelings, but I think as I've gotten older, as more and more responsibilities of the world have kind of piled up, I I feel I move towards the fact that I am a user of fountain pens who uses fountain pens to amplify the peace and the calm, right? And buying new fountain pens is not gonna give me that either, by the way. Yes, I like new fountain pens, but it's been a couple of years now since I've bought a new one, and I've felt great. So I don't think that cures this, but it's just it was a break period, and I'm coming to my senses. I'm getting more structure back into life. I'm, at least in my head, getting back on track, because when I started the masters, my initial plan was to maybe change careers. um, but without the masters, I've already been able to kind of get in the right direction. So a little bit more technical jobs that I wanted, but it's still n- not where I wanted to be at the start of my masters, for example. But that's not my goal anymore either. So that's, I think, the interesting thing, and that's one of the big things that's been on my mind, that I invested my time and effort into a master's degree. That definitely 100% helped, by the way. Even in the current, more technical role that I've got, it made a big difference. It does still make a big difference when I talk to people, um, and it opens up doors. It also gave me a lot of hands-on that I couldn't have otherwise been able to manage if there was no accountability with a full-time job and family and everything. But because the goal more or less changed. It's not the same goal anymore. The world is not the same anymore. I think things have been a little bit haywire, and so I've been kind of staying away from fountain pens, or doing those slightly longer writing sessions, if I may call them that, because I use fountain pens to think through things as well sometimes, to clear my mind, to practice my Japanese, kanji writing specifically, right? Yeah, but anyways, on onwards and upwards, I am back. It's almost end of July. I am planning to share more thoughts, because the more I use fountain pens, the more I think about fountain pens and how this hobby kind of shapes the world around me. And that's what I would like to share, more than a pen review. And that's what I've been doing the past few videos, shorts as well as longs, if you've noticed. And that's what I plan to do. I am back. And I plan to pick up the fountain pen thing once back again. I feel I'm clear enough in my head, and maybe I will give the other side of things a little bit chance as well. Like, if I'm not feeling fully there, maybe a fountain pen writing session might calm me down. But yeah, it's gonna be tough one for me to kind of take that transition or try that out as well. As much accustomed to change as I am still um I don't know, stiff in getting new habits to form or trying out new things. But yeah, that's me. Would love to know what your thoughts are about this topic and how you've been using fountain pens. What have they brought to you? As always, I love the discussions that we have on this channel. It's been amazing. I've got a bigger channel as well, by the way. So, but this has been, and when I say bigger, like I mean like 90,000 subscribers. But I don't remember having anywhere close to the deep conversations I've had on this channel on the other one. And by the way, and that's also kind of kept me away from posting a lot on those channels as well. Like, I've got a couple, as I said. And I don't post much on those, just because I feel, even with everything else, the community isn't really there, and me making content is much more about community than it is about like making content. So yeah, that's that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know in the comments what you think about it.